Okay, cool. We're gonna get ready to wrap it up. So I got one last question for you. I usually ask all my guests this. How do you feel
Mhm.
about being a black man in today's society?
Oh wow. So yeah, man, that's a good one. How do I feel? I feel like being a black man in today's society comes with extra unnecessary pressure. It's a to some degree walk around on eggshell pressure because you know at any moment for no reason things can go left. And what I mean by that is things can go bad, and it could be not under your control. Um, and you're constantly fighting stigmas that are not under your control, and you're born in that, unfortunately. Um, this country this country as we know it was founded on money and racism. Like that part I think is a fact. And though I personally think we've made some strides in the right direction, we still have a long way to go. Um, but it's a thing where we're not going. I feel like we're not going to get there through just asking people to please help us get there. I feel like this is something that we're going to have to, as Black people, get together on, become more of a unit on, and create the world that we want to live in. I feel like that's going to be the best way to get through it. Um, because I liken being a Black man or woman for that matter, but being a Black person in America, I kind of compare it to being a a spouse in an abusive relationship. You know what I mean? It's like and not only an abusive relationship, but an abusive relationship that was um put together by someone else, like you didn't even ask to be in that relationship. So it's like you're in this relationship, you have this other spouse who you think you're a partner with, but whenever they're having a bad day, you feel that. Whenever their money is short, your money is gonna be super short. You know what I mean? And it's like there's nothing you can do in that house to make it go smooth throughout the marriage. You know what I mean? It's like it's always gonna be a tension because you never know when it's going to get out of hand. You never know when they're going to put their hands on you, when they're going to curse at you, when they're going to do some type of abusive thing to you. And you're kind of in that situation just trying to go along to get along. And at some point, we have to, as Black people, become that spouse that removes ourselves from that situation and stop asking the abuser, why are you doing this to me? Why are you treating me like this? At some point, we have to get on. We have to stand on our own feet and fight back. And that's whether it's literally or figuratively. We have to fight back and say, "Hey, I'm not gonna take this no more. This situation isn't good, so I'm gonna create my own situation over here." You know what I mean? Because as long as you're dependent on somebody and they know that you're dependent on someone, it is you're at their mercy. You're at their mercy. And I know you and I have had conversations where we've talked about the whole movement back to Africa, um, which is something that I don't disagree with at all. That being said, I understand why a lot of people are hesitant to make the jump. Some won't make the jump because they're just not knowledgeable about Africa. As you know better than I do, Africa is a large place. So when a lot of people say, "Hey, go back to Africa," you first question is which part? Like where am I even going? You know what I'm saying? And if I
Hmm.
haven't been taught which part fits my personality or my goals or my visions or my wants or my dreams, how do I know whether I should go to Ghana or South Africa? How do I know whether I should go to Nigeria or anywhere else? I got to so that's hurdle number one. Hurdle number two is resources to go back to Africa. So you know, if I was a single male at the age of 19 and just wanted to just jump up and try to do it, crazy as it sounds, that actually would be easier in some regards than me being where I'm at now. Right now, I'm 43. I'm married. I have 5 kids. I have 3 grandchildren. Like, where am I? Like, can I take everybody, or is it just me going? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so when that, and and that's not even counting siblings, moms, aunts, uncles. This basically the world I know. You know what I'm saying? I know how difficult it was for me um to move from Cleveland to Tennessee, having to leave everything I know behind. You know what I mean? The
Yeah,
food,
definitely.
culture, the fun, the people, being able to just pop up over one of your guys' house and get a spades game going. And in Tennessee, they got totally different spades rules. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, and that's an 8-hour drive where the culture is totally different. You know what I mean? The way they deal with different, other cultures is different. In Cleveland, as you well know, we're super segregated. You know what I mean? And so we did, you had Little Italy over here and Chinatown over there and Slavic Village over there, and so on and so forth. Like, you knew every part of every culture because of where they live. We're down here, it's more integrated. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't deal with Confederate flags in Cleveland. We're down here. That's something you got to deal with and figure out how you want to approach it. And so,
Mm-hmm.
um, not to get too much off a topic, which I already have, but it's so that makes it difficult to just get up and go. And so therefore you're almost, a lot of people, I'm not gonna say everyone, a lot of people, I think, mentally feel like they're stuck here and they have to kind of deal with that abusive spouse without a whole lot of options. And so when you couple that with limited resources, that's flowing through the Black community, it's just like I say, getting back to where I started, it's just a tension and a pressure that you have to walk around with every day, whether it be worried about a police officer or getting a job. I spoke to someone the other day who was having a baby, and I asked them what they were going to name him. And I'm not going to say names and this and that, but I know that they said they wanted to name them a American name because they wanted to be sure that they could get a job. Like, just stuff like that. Like, your name, Taye Uhuru. A lot of people would be afraid to name their child that name because they're like, how he gonna get a job? Because they gonna see that on the job application and be like, I'm not hiring him. So it's those type
Right.
of pressures where, like, when you don't even feel comfortable to name your child whatever you want to name them, like, that's a type of pressure that another culture can't even imagine. Because we're the only culture in America that I know of that go through that. People of Asian and European descent, far as I know, they a lot of them, some change it, some do change it, but most of them have a name that connects with, back home. You know what I mean? And a lot of us
Definitely.
were not only stripped of that name hundreds of years ago, but where that lingers on, we still can't, a lot of us still aren't comfortable implementing those names in our children. And so so that starts the fear and the tension from birth. When your mom or dad can't name you what they want to name you, there's a fear and a tension that starts right out the gate, and that carries on throughout your life. And it's a full blown effort to shake it. Some do better at it than others, but it's a fight and an effort the rest of your life to shake that tension. And that's what it's like to me, being a Black man in America. It's living with that tension where even when you walk around and say, I'm gonna be myself, you still know you're gonna rub a lot of people the wrong way.
Yeah, most definitely. I truly appreciate that feedback, King.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure. So I appreciate you having me on there, man. And I'm sorry. Do you have more questions before I say what I say? Go ahead.
no, no, no. That was pretty much it. You could let them know how they can contact you one more time and, make them
Yeah.
donations. I
So
already
let's.
made my donation this year for the bike, so y'all go ahead and, give back to the needy one time.
Yes, please, 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 and don't ever think your donation is too small. It all adds up. Whether you got $1 or $1 million, it all adds up. It's all gonna go to good use. And don't ever think we got too much money for these bikes and whatnot, because even if we hit our goal for the bikes, like I say, we do college field trips. We do all kind of outings. We do all kind of give backs. There's so much that we do that your money could go to helping our community. We do community service where we feed the homeless. Like, we do all kind of stuff. So your money will absolutely go to good use. You can reach us at Humble Legends with an S at the end .org. That's Humble Legends with an S at the end .org. So that's a major thing that we're working on. We got a scholarship that we'll be giving away this year. We haven't quite nailed down the amount, so I don't want to put that out there yet, because that's another thing that we're working on right now to raise funds. But at the end of the 2021-2022 school year, a graduate will be receiving some scholarship money from Humble Beginnings to go to college. And so that's another thing we're working on. Also, Cleveland. If anybody from Cleveland is listening, soon to come, one of the things we're working on, we will be opening a trade school in Cleveland, Ohio, and I'm super, super excited about that. Since I've started this, one of my big missions is I got to get this program going to a point where I can take it back home and make a difference. And so the school will be opening on January 3rd, the Cleveland Construction Initiative. And so, yeah, like I say, it'll be a trade school focused on a bunch of different skilled trades, carpentry, painting, and whatnot. I'm not going to go down that long list. So that's another thing we're working on. But if you go on our website, you can get a lot of information about all of this. My phone number is on that website. We're also on social media, HB Networks on Instagram, Humble Beginnings of Tennessee on Facebook. We have a volunteer form for anybody that wants to volunteer. That's also on the website. So please contact us. Every little bit counts. Money, time, effort, word of mouth, spread the word. Everything counts. Thank you all for your support. And thank you for having me on here. I really, really appreciate it, man. And I'm super proud of you. Super, super proud of you, bro. Keep doing your thing. You're not a talker. You're a doer. You get things done. Every time I talk to you and you say you want to do something, I look up and within the next month, you doing it. So I appreciate what you said about me earlier, but just know you inspire me even more than I inspire you.
Oh, yeah. Likewise, King. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Taye Speaks. Until next time, family. Peace.
Salute.